Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out with Shona Whitwell at the EIS in Sheffield. Shona, how's life?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good at the moment. Just excited for the next couple of weeks.
Excited indeed. Not nervous at all. I was just saying to the other guys, like if I was in your shoes, I'd be really nervous. Like representing the country, trying to qualify, all that sort of stuff, keeping focused on the task. I'd be naturally quite nervous, but you guys must just have this under your belt.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, like nerves are still a thing when you're at this level. Like it doesn't actually get easier for me anyway. I always get nervous, but I handle them well now. So I've got that experience to control the nerves, but it's kind of excitement and nerves, bit of a mix.
What do you do to deal with them?
Just try and stay focused. I commit to a warm-up beforehand. That's probably when the most nervous I get. Just commit to the warm-up so I have something to focus on, and breathing exercises kind of helps just to take your mind off of it, and just backing yourself and knowing what you've done in the prep for this to be confident to go in there.
Sounds like you got a plan for it all, but do you plan specifically for any of your opponents that you might be in, such as the nature of the game? You don't know who you're drawn against, but do you scout them all, or are you happy to throw yourself into the unknown and go with whoever you've got in the ring with you?
Yeah, so I know a few of the girls that will be in it. Every week I have been, studying a few people and going through previous bouts of me against previous opponents. So yeah, I am aware, and I do study and write it down and go through it just so I can get kind of a rough idea of what to expect when I'm out there.
You like that side of it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do want to switch off when you finish training. To be fair, I wouldn't do this if it weren't for my partner. He's also an England coach, and as soon as I get home, he's like, right, you've got to be studying, you've got to be analysing your bouts and stuff like that. So, but yeah, normally I would want to switch off, but it's those little percentages that you do outside the ring that count.
What do you do to switch off from all the pressures and all the focus on March?
I don't, to be honest. We get a couple of days off after tournaments and training camps. Other than that, we ain't got time to switch off now. It's fully focused, and I'm okay with that because I know, come August after the Olympics, it's all going to be worth it. So.
What's your style like? How would you describe it in your own words? I know that GB obviously train you and ground you in the foundations of that GB style, but have you added your own influences in there, or your own kind of ideas of what you want to be in the ring? Yeah,
obviously I try and be as tricky as I can. Obviously I'm a tall southpaw. Most people, find that a nightmare, so I try to be as awkward as I can. I used to be on the back foot a lot, running around marathons in the ring, but now I try and hold my feet and switch it up and come forward a little bit now, so I try and mix it up, just try and adapt and be different, I guess.
A bit of power to you?
Yeah, some people say I've got skinny bitch power, but yeah.
Who came up with that?
Some of the coaches say that because on the pads, obviously I'm hitting them and they're like, oh, it's kind of solid, but you wouldn't expect that because, I'm like a stick insect, so, no muscle wear or anything. So, but yeah, I can hold my own, so yeah.
Good thing to have indeed if you need to rely on it. We've also got you can also rely on the likes of Lauren Price, MB and Carousel and store for a bit of advice. Have you leaned on them for anything heading into the qualifications?
100%. Yeah, they've been a massive support. They're always in the DMs or they're always up on camp giving their advice, and yeah, it's definitely needed at times, especially Lauren, everyone looks up to Lauren, and even Kaz, just the way they've gone up through the process in GB, they're massive inspiration.
Massive inspiration indeed, and you could be one for your area as well too. We were just saying off camera that sometimes Cambridge, I can't really think of too many boxers right now from that area, such as the way as well as the Midlands are saying to, at least we don't get too many boxers. There's a few now coming through who are kind of flying the flag for the Midlands, but do you feel that you can be that person on the amateur scene, kind of really bringing that sporting success, boxing success to that area?
Yeah, I am hoping, to be an inspiration once I've achieved what I want to achieve at the Olympics. Women's boxing's on the rise, and at my club I know there's the women are taking over the men at the moment, and I know they look up to me, so it is nice. Obviously I've got my sister as well, Harley, she's in the pros, so me and her together, we could be a good inspiring team, especially for the ones in our area. So yeah,
I feel like the phrase turning pro is something you probably have to hush around here. Obviously you focus on the amateur scene, but do you have maybe an eye on that in the future, maybe after the Olympic cycle or further, that you want to look at that side of the game?
Yeah, 100%. You know, this is, I've been on the program for 7 years now, so I feel like I've definitely done my time. I've had a journey and a half, but yeah, this is my time now. I'm ready for it, and yeah, we'll look at the next step after the Olympics. But yeah, I feel like with how women's boxing's going in the pros, like definitely be a good time to turn over.
Talk to me about that journey that you had over the 7 years here. You talk about some of the highlights, maybe some of the lowlights as well that you've had, and just growing as a person and as a fighter as well too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has been a struggle. Like there's been many highs, but with that, there's been so many lows. Like I've, been injured probably for half the time that I've been on GB, which is quite frustrating because I've not been able to have as much experience as I've wanted to. Then you've got the whole like political side with IBA and stuff like that, which means we haven't been able to enter World Championships. Then we had COVID, so I just feel like I've not been able to achieve like my potential. But yeah, so at one point I ended up being released from the program with an injury. Didn't think I was going to box again, but then I come back. So yeah, the lowest have been really low, but I'm hoping that this roller coaster journey will be worth it.
What was the injury?
I had a head injury. I was up here for 18 months, couldn't train. The program released me, and then just managed to get better on my own. Had a comeback fight, and then I was back on the program. But in that short period of time, I did think I was not be able to box again. So it makes you appreciate, the sport even more. But I'm just happy to be back and just
Do you think like heading into March, like I want to take things a little bit a step back so I don't get any injuries heading into this one? I want to make sure I make the qualification. I want to make sure that I'm there for the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, the first qualifiers, I did pick up an injury in the build up to it, which I'd say affected my performance and the prep for it. But this time, 100%. I've been careful this time. No injuries, performing well. Everything has been amazing. So yeah, couldn't put a foot wrong, to be fair. So hoping I can just take all of that into 2 weeks' time, bring back the qualification.
So I know when it comes to the pro game, are you watching much of the pro game? Who are your favourite fighters right now?
Yeah, I do watch the pros on the weekends and stuff like that. I do look up to people like Katie Taylor, just what she's done for the sport, and obviously how she just overcome that loss with Chantelle Cameron. I think it's amazing. Obviously I watch quite a lot at the weekends, females, males, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good knowledge, especially to keep an eye out for the ones for when I turn over.
We might not be getting the trilogy though, as if what I've heard is right, which would be quite disappointing not to see the third fight, considering how action-packed the first two were.
Yeah, I think both fights were incredible. I'd love to see that trilogy fight. I don't know who I'd have, but I am a fan of Chantelle Cameron. You just like her story behind everything, and how she beat Kate Taylor. It was just she was the underdog, and I feel like I can relate to that because I've been the underdog. Like my dad calls me the ghost because I'm not really recognised whilst I've been on the programme. That's like kind of like my nickname. So I can relate to that, just like being the underdog. It's a good feeling, and then when you prove everyone wrong, it's a good feeling. So I can relate to her on that aspect. So yeah. So
you've got Ghost, you've got Skinny B, I won't repeat it. Hopefully qualifier as well too. What would that mean to you to qualify and represent the nation?
Yeah, it'd mean everything. Like, do you know what I mean? I've been doing the sport since I was 5 years old. That's the first time I put on a pair of gloves. And then just watching the 2012 Olympics, watching Katie Taylor versus Natasha Jonas, like that sealed the deal for me. I wanted to make it to the Olympics, and it just mean everything. It mean everything was worth it. All the struggles, all the highs, all the lows. Yeah, it'd be amazing. It'd be a dream come true.
Shona, the pleasure is all mine. Wishing you all the success in March. Thank you so much for speaking SecondsOut. Hopefully see you in the Olympics as well too.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.